And welcome back. My name is Winback, and on today's episode of Heroes of the Storm, we're going to be playing Gazlowe in our A through Z playthrough, and it is going to be in the top lane on Hanamura Temple. But this is a YouTube video, so feel free to like, comment, and subscribe your heart out while I try to stick my head back in the frame here and get comfortable. So, Gazlowe is a lot of people's favorite character, and for good reason. The character himself is super fun, if we're being completely honest, and had a really shitty perception for a very long time. But with his most recent rework, he's kind of got the limelight for a little while, and now he's been nerfed a bit back into position, so you don't see him as much anymore, which is a little depressing, but I still think the character is relatively strong. Doesn't particularly push waves super hard in the off lane, but does scale incredibly well into team fights and does lots of shit really good towards the end of the game. But if you're just here for the build, I'm going to give you something special, because this is not the build that you're going to be used to. So Big Game Hunter at 1, we're going to take Easy Peasy Dimensional Ripper at 4, 7 is going to be Overload, 10 is going to be Robo Goblin, 13 is going to be Superior Schematics, 16 will be Overclock, and 20 will be a Bomb Toss. So 20 talent tier is never going to change. I don't think that any of the talents on that tier, except for the Gravel Bomb upgrade, can really compete with Bomb Toss. But I do think that Robo Goblin has some good uses, and we're going to see those, especially on Hanamura Temple. Now, if you're not familiar with Gazlowe's abilities themselves, his turrets are the only ability that he has that use his resource, which is scrap. You can see it under his health bar. He's got 12 scrap because we took the talent where normally you've got 10. I'm trying to bait the Nazebo into coming down here to fight me, but I was way too overzealous with that. But we're going to go take the camp anyway. Try and double fake him out, see if that works. But your turret deals a very teeny tiny amount of damage, and it lasts 15 seconds or until it's killed. It's definitely way worse than it used to be. The talent used to be just a little bit less powerful than your auto attack. I mean, it used to hit pretty fucking hard. Sadly, the way that the turrets are now, they do damage, but it's just kind of all over the place. Really hard to capitalize on. Probably the least impactful ability, I think, in his entire kit currently, especially with this build. Your W is called Death Laser. It's got a very short wind-up to it, 0.65 seconds, but we're going to deal 211 damage to enemies in a line and heal for 25% of the damage dealt to the enemies, and heal for 75% against damage done to heroes. So always try to hit heroes as much as you can, because that shit does wonders. He thinks that he can fight me here, even though he's under his talent. We're just going to slow him down a little bit with the Dimensional Ripper, and then zap his ass behind that wall, because he can't hide from my heat-seeking goblin instincts. Now, your E, the best ability in your entire kit by far, is your Explodium Charge. 12-second cooldown. It's going to place a bomb that deals damage, which is fine, but it stuns people for 1 second, and it only has a 1.25 second startup to it. So anybody standing on that bad boy is going to get locked in place for 1 full second. It's really easy to use it to follow up on things. It's really easy to just deny zones in team fights. Really easy to just create and cause havoc with your bombs, because they slap, and it is the best part about Gazlowe. 100%. Now, your trait is just that the resource bar that you have is scrap. You can destroy turrets to get 1 scrap back, but turrets themselves cost 4 scrap, so diminishing returns most assuredly. And then you regen 1 scrap every 4 seconds, I think it is? Yeah, every 4 seconds. If you take the talent that we've got at level 1, you get 2 additional scrap, and then you are going to regen them every 2 seconds, I believe it is? So, it is 4 seconds minus 1.5, so it's 2.5. So you take the cooldown reduction from, you take the cooldown itself from 4 seconds to 2.5. If it was just flat 2, I mean, I think that would be the best, but 2.5 is definitely better than 4, so, you know, I'm not a game dev. I do kill Illidan's, though. I do kill Illidan's, or make it easier for my Nova to do so. Looks like Lucio is going to escape with plenty of health because he's a healer and he can change his health bar whenever he feels like it. Team definitely coming in and helping me out, pushing this lane, slapping the Illidan around as well they should. Don't think we can kill the Nazebo here, and the enemy team is rotated up as well with a Lucio getting popped. I assume with an overpower. Yes, that was an overpowered auto attack there. I forgot to turn the other observer back on. I had to turn it off and then forgot to switch it back. No, I didn't. Everything's right. Where are the talents? Everything is definitely different. Maybe I just haven't hit the correct buttons. Anyway, I'm crazy. I've been watching too many casted games. So, the ult choice for Gazlowe is 99% of the time going to be Gravel Bomb. Because I was feeling saucy, I took Robo Goblin, but I don't necessarily think that it is the better talent in, let's say, all of the cases. So, the reason that we've taken Robo Goblin here is because there is a fair amount of frontline, and there is a bunch of dive on the enemy team. And there are a lot of camps on this map that are going to make Robo Goblin do quite a bit more outside of team fights, on top of doing a little bit extra damage in the team fights when they happen. So, basically what this talent is going to end up doing for us, it's a self-cleanse, essentially. So if you're thinking Johanna's shield, which is unstoppable every 15 seconds, you now have an unstoppable on Gazlowe, which is on a 40-second cooldown. And his passive auto attacks are going to deal 128 bonus damage over 5 seconds, which stacks up to 3 times. So they do a lot of overtime damage, and we can see down here Gazlowe's at 143 at level 9, so we assume it's probably going to bump up to about 140-ish, I think, on the passive damage. So you're doing almost double your auto attack damage with Gazlowe once you unlock Robo Goblin. What I'm doing right now is killing just a couple of the minions. I don't want the enemy team to take it back right away, and I don't want to take it right away. What the fuck is this? I'm so taken aback by the fact that there was a hunt on me that I didn't push my R button. I'm so confused. I don't get it. Enemy team going for the top fort, I guess, and also pushing the objective. I'm not super sure what the plan is either direction, but they're doing it. They are definitely well, they're not getting the objective. They got the building, I guess, because they killed me because I wasn't paying attention, but at the same time, I don't... Whatever. I'll take the death. That was my fault. I guess I shouldn't have been places in vision for Illidan to hunt onto me, but I'll let you know a little secret. This Illidan has a huge hard-on for me for some reason. I don't know what it is, but we'll make sure to hack that right off so he's got something to play with on his trip back. Pushing the objective in that there... He tried it again. I'll go back and show you because I was looking at Nova, but it's kind of fucking hilarious. So, Nova's on the bottom side of the objective right now. And Illidan thinks he's just going to get away with killing me yet again. And then I don't remember how to push my buttons. Turns out, he's wrong, and we got lots of turrets to start shooting him while he walks into the bomb toss, and we punch him to death with our Robo Fists that are actually drills, which is perfect because I love this SCV skin so much that we're going to take a Bright Wing too. Now you can watch me kill the only important camp on this entire map, the boss camp, all by myself with a couple of turrets. Wow. I mean, normal Gazlowe can't do this. Normal Gravel Bomb Gazlowe cannot do this. That is all Robo Goblin damage and turrets, and our level 1 talent making us get more turrets from punching monsters, minions, mercenaries. It's stupid good. and just makes me like Robo Goblin on this map even more. Just even more. Now, when you're looking at the enemy team comp, and you see the Illidan, and you see the Varian, you're like, well, why the fuck would you pick Robo Goblin when they could just parry and evade all your shit? Well, turns out, I don't know why. I just wanted to. And I do hit Brightwing very hard, I do hit Tychus very hard, and I do hit Gazlowe extremely hard, while our camp is pushing up here in the top lane, and we are winning all of the fights. So, having the unstoppable button is really, really strong. I mean, specifically, Illidan has shown us his balls twice now, and I don't think he thinks he's going to get away with that ever again. So, the unstoppable isn't the most useless thing in the world, and that easy-peasy Dimensional Ripper is going to slow that Illidan and reduce his damage so hard that he can't kill my ETC as he just slides out, and we watch the Illidan burst into flames yet again. I fucking love it. The talent that I just mentioned, though, is probably the least picked talent for Gazlowe at this tier, I think. The easy-peasy Dimensional Ripper. This used to turn off buildings. I also unstoppable that when he dashed me, but, you know, ping. So, you'll never know if I was telling the truth or not. But, the Dimensional Ripper used to turn off buildings and slow people with your laser. What they've done to it now is let you activate it, get 40 armor on Gazlowe, which is insane, and then reduce the damage of everyone in the immediate area of you by 50%, which is also fucking insane. Now, the cooldown is the only thing that really makes this talent suck. So it's 30 seconds, and you get 40 armor for 3 seconds, and you reduce the damage of other heroes for 3 seconds as well. So it's basically 3 seconds of unstoppable juggernaut madman ridiculousness on Gazlowe, but it's on a 30-second cooldown, so you get 10% of the time up that you do down, which is a little bit frustrating, but I think the talent does deserve its fair share because it is, I mean, it's competing with the shield, and it's competing with 2% max health damage, as well as hyper healing from the lasers. So it's not a bad talent, it's just the tier that it's on is making it really unpickable, which kind of sucks, but I still like it. Now, the 7 talent I'm taking another charge of our laser, mainly because I want more healing from my laser through more uses, not necessarily more healing through damage that it does that we get from level 4. Varian diving in, laser does not complete, Gazlowe's going to get zoned off at the top side, the Gargantua is down in the middle, and the Illidan is just getting slapped around by the ETC. Enemy team now finding it intelligent to back up. Let's see if they continue to chase in with their... Oh my god, the Samurai. The Samurai on our side just clearing buildings for free because the enemy team gives no fucks whatsoever. But, looks like they're having some trouble deciding, back and forth, what they want to do. They still lost the building. Illidan finally goes up top to deal with the camp, and ETC looks ready to land a stun. I am also ready to land a stun. He stunned on top of my stun. It was a stun party, and then Varian's still going to get away, it looks like. Punching that Tychus for some hot and heavy damage, and then Varian just continuing. Look, does not realize he could die at any moment by doing those mad dashes at yours truly. So, oh well. But the overload, having the 2 charges is really helpful for additional healing. Mainly the only reason I take it. Sometimes it's nice to have Master Blaster to slow people down so you can punch them more, but ultimately I think it's more useful to have more healing when you're playing this build, because you're not going to use Goblin Fusion for the extra scrap, because your turrets aren't doing any shielding for you, so, you know, no real reason to have that. Like I said, the slow is mainly so you can catch up and be aggressive, but I don't necessarily see myself having to run towards the enemy team a whole lot, so we're taking the extra heals instead to keep our health bar big and make sure that when they jump at us, we can punch them real hard right back. Looks like Illidan finally decided to hunt someone else, taking the Asmo down. He wants the Lucio, but my god, he's got his focus right back on me. Lucio coming in with the high five to get us out and boop him back, and I am going to go around the long way, see if I can get out. Looks like Nova has got the scent of the Gazlowe as well, and she is all sorts of ready to take him down. He canceled his ice block way too early. ETC jumping out with his stage dive while I go to tap the well so we can run back in and start punching the enemy team again. It's only 1 death for 3, so I'd say it's 100% worth it. I want my team to come up here and push this so I can go do that, and that's the real objective. Again, on the map, don't need any help doing this. All of our turrets and our Robo Goblin make it super easy. Now, 13, I think this attack speed talent is kind of shit, because you only get the attack speed when your turrets attack heroes. Yeah, and I'm not into that. Mainly because enemies, for some reason, love killing the turrets if you put them down early. And then if you put them down right away, they just die to a whole bunch of AoE damage and everything sucks. And they don't shoot anything anyway. So, I don't know. It's more hit or miss for me. Sometimes I have success with it, sometimes I don't. And with the amount of parrying and evading... Ooh! Nova! What a dodge with that Ghost Protocol. That was nuts. Right, but with the amount of evading and parrying that the enemy team can do, it doesn't really make much sense to do more auto attacks in a small window. So I took the superior schematics just because the increase in damage on the turrets is much better. Actually, overcharged capacitors probably isn't the worst, because increasing spell power means we're increasing our W damage, which is increasing our healing, so that's probably the one we should go for. And you prolong the turrets with your auto attacks anyway. So I think that was probably the call. Oh well. Overclock at 16 is our, it's probably our second big power spike. So basic attacks are going to give you 15% move speed, so you can be a little speedy when you punch things. And then, whoop, they think that they can take this. I still have plenty of bombs left, and plenty of punching to do with my drill hands, so we're going to start punching BW, who decided to stand on the point for some reason. Here comes the ETC with his global stage dive. There is the stun lock from our tank, and Brightwing is the first to die. Do we also get the Varian? Doesn't look like it yet, but we did get the turret. I'm going to go deal with the Samurai, because that's my duty as an off-laner, and we are going to watch as the Samurai targets our turrets instead of us and the other minions, because that's the way that Merc aggro works, and that is the best purpose, I am telling you, for the turrets. So just walk into a wave, hit Alt-Q, watch the entire wave attack your turret, and then you just clean them up with your bombs and your lasers, and it's fucking awesome. Really, really, absolutely love the turrets for that reason, and that reason alone. It will never be for the damage, because I hate them, unless we're building lasers, at which point I love them. So, your 16 talent, again, the overclock. Basic attacks are going to take additional 2.5% of their max health as damage. So it's basically a giant killer that's going to give us some move speed when we punch people. Now, whether or not that is better than the other talents at this tier, well, it's definitely not better than Arc Reactor. Arc Reactor makes your E cooldown shorter, which is the best ability that you have in the entire arsenal of your kit. So usually you want to reduce that cooldown, and then when 20 rolls around and you pick up Bomb Toss, you're going to have shorter cooldown, 2 charges, and you're just going to throw so many bombs all over the fucking place. It's crazy. Turns out, though, you don't need that talent to make Bomb Toss OP, because being OP is just like, you know, multiplying infinity by infinity. It's already there. Nothing we can do to make it better. Bomb Toss at 20, double charges on your your Explodium charge, and then 2 of them are going to shoot out from angles from the first one. So you can literally choke so many points off, cut so many. We hit Tychus on the bottom side there. We're just disrupting so many team fights. Everything about that entire ability, just blasting that Varian. Looks like Gazlowe is trying to give Brightwing an out, but that's not going to save him. We're just going to put one down and watch him walk into yet another bomb. My god, it feels so toasty and happy in my heart bits. It's good. So that's Gazlowe in a nutshell, and my whole team plus the samurai is here to finish the game. Nothing that the enemy team can do. It's just Tychus. He doesn't have enough siege damage to stop our big boy. Doesn't have enough damage to kill any of us at this point because we're all huge health bars. And as long as we don't, you know, walk in and kill ourselves, we're gonna win. GG. Oof. I do love Gazlowe. Let it never be said that Winback has shit on Gazlowe. Even when he was a terrible character, he still held a very, very close place in my heart just because he's always been fun. But sadly, it's kind of hard to keep that fun going when your kit is what it used to be, honestly. The build, again, in case you need it, is going to be Big Game Hunter. We've got Easy Peasy Dimensional Ripper, Overload, Robo Goblin, Superior Schematics, Overclock, and Bomb Toss. That is going to do it for me today, gents. We will be back tomorrow. Let's go with Garrosh, Gazlowe, Genji. Genji will round us out. The Ninja Man Supreme, Swiftblade, Swift Strike, all into our hearts, I'm sure. Or you'll watch me jump in and die a whole lot of times, and that'll be equally funny because fucking watching Genji die is one of the just finer things in life. Anyway, that's it for me. Peace out.